Hi, welcome to the Taking Care of Tutu podcast. I'm your host, Meg Obanath. Today we have Renie Menor and Raji Gaskin. They both work at Nakamura Mortuary and Maui Memorial Park. They are here to talk about the importance of doing some planning in advance and give us all kinds of details that really we don't think about until we need them. If you are interested in following our podcast, we would love to have you hit that follow button so you can be notified when we drop new episodes. Thank you so much for listening. I'm so happy that today we have Renie Menor and Raji Gaskin from Nakamura Mortuary on the podcast. Welcome. Thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure. Yes.
So tell us a little bit about the history of Nakamura Mortuary, how long it's been on Maui and in business.
So Nakamura has been in business since 1921. Yeah. They started out in Lahaina and eventually made their way back to Wailuku, where we're currently at. I know this because I have a relationship with the one of the founder's grandson,
Nice.
Mr. Alvin Nakamura. He came to a service and we got to talking, and he shared some good stories and info and some pictures and stuff. So I try to stay in contact with him just to, it's like being connected to the past, which is a big thing for Maui people. Maui people like to be a part of stuff that's from the old school, that's very rooted,
Yeah. And how long have the two of you been involved at Nakamura's, and what is your role, each of you?
Renie?
So my name is Renie Menor, and I've been with the company for the last 15 years. I do help for pre-planning for the funeral home, which is Nakamura Mortuary, and also I do sell at the Maui Memorial Park. So we are owned by one company, so we work hand in hand, Nakamura and Maui Memorial Park.
Okay, got it. What's the name of the company that owns it?
It's a North Star Memorial Group, and that's also we have about several locations here in Hawaii, which we have in Oahu. We have also in the Big Island, and a lot in the mainland, such as in California, Arizona, and Texas. And Texas is our main hub here.
And how long has that entity owned Nakamura Mortuary?
So North Star Memorial Group took over in 2011.
Got it.
Yes.
And Raji, how long have you been with the mortuary?
I've been with Nakamura almost 5 years now. I started out working for a competition.
Oh, got it.
SCI are the other two mortuaries on the island. Won't mention their name, but just kidding. But yeah, so I've been here almost 5 years. I serve as the funeral home manager. I'm a licensed embalmer, so I get to have the honor of working on our decedents, making sure they're looking as memorable and as beautiful as possible for the families.
So if someone is interested in doing some planning, how would you start that? And what would be some examples of the different options available to them?
Yes. So we can set an appointment with them, come to the office, or we can also, like I said, do it via email, and then we can send them informations that they needed, and we can go over the different types of plans. So we have like a cremation, would it be a traditional burial, and so forth and so on.
Will you walk me through that more?
Sure. Yeah. So the first thing we'll normally ask, if let's say, is okay, I know you have these plans, but first thing, would you like to be cremated, or would you like to be a traditional? So I can focus more on that options that they would like to use or choose. And from there,
So that's kind of the first decision. And then from there, you can decide. So if they do decide they want to be buried, then I imagine that you're looking into where they would want that to happen.
Right. And then we will discuss the different options that they can have, because we have different gardens that we do have, and we have different options also if they want to be in ground, would they like be above ground, or would you like to be scattered? Will it get to a niche? So we have those different options that we can go over with them.
So someone can choose to just purchase a plot, or they can purchase a
The
larger
whole
package
package.
that would. And so what you were saying is then that price would be locked in, even if it happens in the future where those things cost more.
Right. Yes. So if they purchase it today at 14,000, another 10, 20 years, they don't have to come up with more money or anything like that because they already locked in as of today's cost.
And if someone has the plot, are they able to um, leave that in their estate plan or give that to another person?
Yes, it can be transferred. So it can be transferable. Absolutely. Yes.
And what is that process like?
So with that process like is if you are the next of kin, so and you can add either under trust, they can put it under trust and add them, or they can add them as a beneficiary as well on that.
To add someone as a beneficiary, then when they pass away, if they're not using the plot automatically goes to the person they named as a beneficiary.
We have to prove it and they have to show proof of passing of that person. And we have to go to the next of kin.
When you say beneficiary, do you mean that you folks have a form, like a retirement, like a 401k, where they can name the beneficiary? Or is it something that they would do like in their separate will or trust?
It has to be in our form that we have that they have to sign.
So they would have in advance decided, I don't want this anymore. I'm going to leave it to my nephew. They come in, they sign the nephew's name on the beneficiary form. And then when the nephew comes in, he has to have his ID and prove that he's the nephew.
Right. Correct.
And then if it's something that because they passed away, he also has to show the death certificate. Is
Proof
that right?
of death. Correct. Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
What do you find that families are surprised to learn about when they come see you? I'm guessing maybe one thing is the cost of burial plots.
You nailed it on the head. Yeah,
Okay, because I honestly felt a little shocked by
they're
that
like,
too.
this much? So to kind of follow up what you and Renie were talking about, my grandparents, they have property here in our cemetery. They did their funeral planning back in the 70s. And so since then, my grandfather's passed on. My grandmother's still alive. So when she finally passes, she's going to join my grandpa up there. But I looked at what they paid for back then, and it was like, it's like a little fraction of what that, not only the plot that, that they bought, but the funeral plans. They'd be paying a tremendous amount versus what they paid back then. I'm sure in the 70s they were like, wow, that's a lot of money, but
Right.
here we are in 2025, and yeah, it really ties into planning for the future, because I always when I'm talking to people and they ask me what I do, and oh, isn't that a little morbid? I said, no, I mean, we're all born, and we're all gonna die. That's a part of life, and we need to plan for that the same way you plan for a new baby, or so having your priorities in order. Like for my grandparents, they didn't want to be a burden to my mom and her siblings.
Mhm.
And same can be said for my mom. She has plots that was given to her by her parents, and she's like, well, I'm not sure if I can use these, so I'll probably leave them to you.
Mhm.
So I'm like, okay, that sounds nice. But,
Mhm.
and also I'd say the process of what they need to do in order to get things started. They need to come up with information like, okay, we need to get the death certificate. So now we need to know, there's a whole list of things that we need. And they're usually surprised on how thorough that is, but it has to be in order for the death certificate to be accurate and to be issued by the state.